Hey, folks, if you've ever questioned or wondered about your journey, this episode may be for you because I know I've questioned my journey as well. Hey, I'm Sir Charles Carey, and I want to talk to you about your journey. Now, we all have things that we are good at, things we aspire to do or be, and there is a way that comes to life. There is a process. But the bottom line is, before a process can be created, there's normally a vision, a mindset, a desire to do or to be something. And that is your journey. And I know as a youngster, my desire was to be into entertainment. And it seemed like it was unrealistic because as a young person, when I grew up, you had to have a job, you had to have a career of some sort. Now, you may be able to do that thing on the side, which is fine, but don't make this unconventional task or endeavor your main desire because you've got to pay the bills. And within reason, that makes sense. I know I heard Will Smith say that having a B plan is not an option as it relates to him becoming a rapper, musician, and then an actor. It was all in the entertainment field. That was it. And this was pretty much a long time ago for him. So at a very early stage in his entertainment career, he knew he did not want to have a B plan. And I respect that. I understand that. But I don't believe the same path is designed for everyone. However, let's say if everyone took the same approach, would they yield the same results? I don't know. I can't speak on it because everyone's motives, everyone's work ethic, everyone's intentions are different. So, as it relates to you and as it relates to me, I want to talk to you about your journey because I believe that your journey requires vision. Just as I'm putting on these glasses, you have to see what it is that you want to do. And you have to see it in your mind's eye first, and then you may go to paper and write it down and, write down all the things that are surrounding it, all the things that is involved with it, which is fine because that's the person that's planning. That's the person that's trying to see the big picture, if you will. And I believe that your vision is specifically for you. Now, I know for myself, when I became a professional speaker, a good part of my reasoning was because of my children. Now, I've had up and down, an up and down relationship with my children at various times for various reasons. But the truth of the matter is that vision should not be for my children or for my grandchildren. However, because of the vision, they could be able to benefit from it. That's a little different. So I know that I deeply wanted to be this person like uh, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the Jacksons, like the Beatles, all these entertainers that were very big growing up when I grew up. But was it in the cards? Possibly. But did I do my part? Ah, au contraire, mon frère, right? I may not have done all of the things that I needed to when I was younger to become the professional musician or entertainer that I wanted to do. Did I do the things? Yes. Did I do all of the things? Perhaps. But did I do them consistently? And it's the same thing for you in your work, in your entrepreneurial endeavor. Are we consistent? Even now, as a seasoned adult, I do many things. How consistent is what sometimes makes the difference. Yes, I know all the nuances or many of them. Yes, I actively do these different things. Yes, I've conquered certain things. I've done things that thousands of people, maybe even thousands upon thousands, may have never done. But when it's all said and done, I am not where I thought I would like to be. So the journey continues. The desire is still there, which for me or anyone like me, if you still have the desire, like a child likes candy, like a kid loves a toy store. There is hope. And I truly believe there is a possibility that it's never, ever too late. Doesn't matter what it is. Now, you do have to be realistic, but it's never, ever too late to pursue your vision or your dream. And if I didn't tell you, I apologize. Please get a pen, get a paper, because I may say something that sounds good to you and you may benefit from. And if you benefit from that thing, I want you to walk away with those tidbits of information that may make a difference in your life. Now, understand this. I'm going to my next point. There will be trials and tribulations. Just like when you were younger or when you first had the idea of pursuing something, there were trials and tribulations then. You needed to know what to do. You needed to know how to do it. You needed to know what it consisted of. You needed to know about the time it would take for you to do this thing. You needed to know where to do it. You needed to know who would be interested in it. And that's a lot of questions, a lot of interrogative information that you have to fill in the blank to make sense of. And it's no different than when you get older and someone says it's never too late. Well, you still need those answers: the who, why, what, when, how, and where to all things. Now, here's a key that a lot of people don't realize. If you are truly passionate, truly hung up on, strung out for, deeply desiring this particular thing, it does not matter how old you are, and you will do all the things that you need to do to achieve and to acquire the end result. And I am so grateful that even at this stage in my life, on both sides of the coin, I am doing the things that I need to do. Am I getting the results? We'll get to that. We will get to that. I've gotten the results in the past, and I know I'll get the results in the future. But we will still get to the deeper meaning. Let's continue talking about the trials. You see, everyone's trial, everyone's tribulations, they're different because depending on how lofty your goals are, it depends on how much you are going to go through. It depends on how much you have to invest in you. And I'm not just talking about the financial investment. I'm talking about the investment in time. I'm talking about the investment in learning. You know, you have to put your learning hat on. You have to put your time affordability or your sacrifice for time together. You have to invest in your overall endeavor, whether it's the equipment or the coaching or whatever it may be, or the materials. All of this is required to reach and to achieve your goal. Now, it is possible that someone may walk across your path and say, "Hey, you, are you interested in doing something?" And it happens to be the same thing that you are already pursuing. That's possible, but it's on a very, very small scale. It's not even probably measurable. The scale is probably so insignificant you can hardly imagine how minute that opportunity is. As they say in this book, it's like threading a needle or finding a needle in a haystack. That's how likely someone is just going to walk up to you or cross your path and offer you the opportunity of pursuing your vision. Now, yes, things do come to us, but to get that ultimate satisfaction, that to achieve the ultimate goal, it just doesn't seem to work that way. And the reason is, I believe we must truly work for what we want. We must truly put in the sweat equity to show and to prove that we are worthy of what we desire most. And look, I've always said, if I don't make it in a particular way, I'll die trying. And I mean that. I mean that because it's a part of my DNA. It's a part of my family lineage. It's a part of something that's been gnawing at me, clawing at me, scratching me up and down, inside and out, pretty much all of my life. And for the other things that have not been there that long, I still want it that deeply. Now, how deep is your love for your passion, your vision? And remember, those trials and tribulations that you're going to endure, you must endure them. And if there's a way of getting around it, that's a lesson also, and it's part of the journey. Don't think that the things you go through are a waste of time. No, it's a necessary action or activity or challenge so that you can know what it takes to make specific things work or for specific things to happen. So, you know, and I wish I could say that if you're between the ages of, let's say, 15 and 30, it'll happen in the first 5 years. If you're between the ages of 30 and above, it'll, there's no absolute answer. There's no absolute formula. There are things that are needed to make your dreams come true, right? Your vision. But there's no absolute formula like a cup of water, two-thirds. No, there it does not exist, in my humble opinion. Now I know someone says preparation and opportunity. Yeah, those things are true. Those things do make sure that when you get the opportunity because you've been preparing and you put in your sweat equity, when the opportunity presents itself, yeah, you're ready or you're prepared, you're in shape, physical shape or mental shape, whatever. Yes, those things are true, but there's no actual time frame formula on when and how much you have to do to make something work. In my opinion, it just does not exist in that manner. So you have to understand that when I say, for example, don't do it, and I've said this quite a bit, don't do it unless you love it. I mean, it's almost like loving a person. You really have to care for it that deeply. You have to care for it that much. And probably you've cared for it for that great length of time, almost like a marriage. And the reason for that statement is because it might take a year. It may take 5, 10, 15, 20. How much and how long are you willing to sacrifice? Now, it doesn't mean you give up on all other aspects of life, but how long are you willing to sacrifice to reach your goals? And it reminds me of the story of the gold digger. There was a guy digging for gold. He put all the equipment. He was digging and digging. And I believe he found a few trinkets and he kept digging. And then he did not find any more gold. So the brief success that he had, he chalked it up. He was tired of looking because he felt he found all that he was going to find. And someone asked him once they knew he had given up, hey, can I buy your equipment? And he sold the equipment. So there it is. He made a little bit extra money, right? And the person that purchased the equipment for him began digging for gold. And maybe a foot or so beyond where the other guy stopped digging, the guy that purchased the equipment, he struck what they call is the mother lode. And he was wealthy beyond all measure. And that's the same thing for you and I. So there's no formula. You may have been doing this for 20, 25 years, and maybe it'll come to you in a way that you don't realize. Maybe you will strike gold, hit your goal, right? Achieve your dreams. Maybe not directly. So let's take music, for example. Well, I'm obviously much too old to be a young child prodigy star, but maybe I'll have a one hit. I'll be a one hit wonder. Maybe not even that. Maybe someone will hear a song that I've written and offer me, make an offer to buy my song. And the song will become known, and I'll make money from that and be known as a songwriter. In fact, I might not even be known, but maybe my Fortune can come from songwriting. My point is, you never know exactly how it's going to happen. You never know exactly how long it's going to take. But the thing is, don't do it unless you love it. Even starting your entrepreneurial endeavor, whether it's coaching, whether it's doing something like today, you can almost make money doing anything as far as being an entrepreneur. It could be electrical carpentry, you could be a painter, whatever. You make clothes, you can sell jewelry, whatever it is, you know, respect the craft, be consistent, most importantly, and keep at it. Be aware of best practices and do all the little things that make the big things possible. Because if you do, then, my friends, you will more than likely achieve your goal. So remember this: you've got to have the right mindset. The right mindset is all you need to achieve your goal. And if you do, I call that you are the person that knew how to radiate the brain and change the game. And these are some of the things that I talk about and that I teach with corporate organizations so that their teams can be more of a concise team. They work together, they minimize stress, and they become the leaders that they want to become. And you'll find out if you can learn these nuances, they're not only applicable in business, but they're also applicable in our private lives. So if you have any questions, please feel free, look at the feed, contact me. I'd love to share more information and share with you how you can achieve your dreams and achieve your journey. Radiate the brain and change the game. Until next time.